X's and O's with LeRoy Butler. Now, here's Tom Silverstein.
Hi everyone, welcome to X's and O's with LeRoy Butler, and we are going to get right at it. We got two plays from the Packers Saints 38-3 loss, and both of these are going to be defensive plays, not surprisingly.
Yeah, right.
There's a lot of things we could break down offensively, but we thought we'd take a look at a couple of plays where there was just confusion,
a lot of
miscommunication,
yes.
and these are things that we thought were no longer going to be here. Isn't that kind of been the case over the years in the secondary? So why don't you tell us what we got here? It's 3rd and 7.
Yeah.
So the Packers come in with a nickel defense with Chan and Sullivan, and then what are the Saints doing?
They basically got a 4-wide receiver set, but actually that's the way it looks, but they got a tight end and 3 wide receivers. And they're just looking at matchups because they actually have a pistol formation. If you look at Kamari, he's standing right behind Jameis Winston, so they can still run the ball out of this. So that's what they're thinking. Right here, they just want to try to get the illusion of like a swing out pass to him. And they run that sometimes, but what they really try to do is get a matchup to wonder. They want to get the Kamara one-on-one with your linebacker. And then everything else is just kind of opening up the middle. Because they run these kind of what we call these snake routes where guys will, kind of finish on the other side. He will come in here, he'll come in here, and the same thing on that side, and then he looks for the best matchup. And if he holds on to the ball, sometimes you could break your route off.
Let's look just at the first formation.
Yeah, there's the
so we can see it. And there you see how they're set up. Now we'll break back here and kind of talk about what happened, which is that no one was open initially. I'll kind of take care of this side and you can do that side. So this guy comes at Kevin King, and he's got pretty good coverage there. This guy comes out here, and Adrian Amos has him. Now, what's going on over here, particularly with Kamara?
It's kind of the same thing, though. It's like one of these deals here, and Barnes gets him, but this is what gets kind of confusing to the Packers, because this guy comes up and runs here, and Jair takes him. Now, 80 is just trying to work the back end here. Sullivan has him to a point, and at some point, and we'll see this on the tape, he just tells Savage, hey, this guy's coming, okay? So you got to stay back here. See, right now, Savage has nobody to cover. No one in his quarter. So he basically a free guy, but you don't vacate that for anything.
Right.
And the problem is when the quarterback holds the ball, now everybody kind of scrambles and like, what am I going to do here?
Yeah, and you see these guys come up, and what happens is he doesn't have anybody, so he steps up to here. Now that's when these guys have to make a decision. He's out of the picture. He's still here. He's still here.
Right. Now, Campbell, he can be, and I remember he already scrambled early for a couple of times, so he can step up and stop Winston short. You can't run past a guy to get to that level. So if you're Savage, just stay there, and then you'll get an opportunity. But what happens is this guy works the back edge, and he loses focus on it.
Let's look at the photo of Winston stepping up. And there you see...
Yes, when he steps up, and then you see Campbell's going at him. And right behind Campbell, you'll see Savage starting to break. But the receiver is standing right behind him.
Yeah, everybody is covered. You can see Kamara. Barnes did a nice job getting over there. Jair Alexander's got his guy. Amos has got his guy. You can't see King, but he's got his guy. Now let's go to the next one, and we'll get a look at...
You see, there it is, right there. He's telling Sullivan and saying, hey, this guy's coming. And Savage, at this point, he's flat-footed. Now, through his peripheral, he should see that guy breaking in, but he's looking at the quarterback.
Right.
See, when you look at the quarterback, it kind of freezes you. You're thinking, I don't really see this guy anymore, because you're thinking this guy's been scrambling, I'm going to step up. But you see Campbell in front of you. Let him... Nobody in the secondary should ever run up to get the quarterback unless he run it down in the secondary.
Okay.
If he's behind the line of scrimmage, you never come up. You just don't do that. And that's what I was saying earlier about the aggressiveness of Savage. This is what they like and something they don't like. But other teams know this, so they're going to target him every time for something aggressive.
Okay, so what happens, you can show this up here.
This guy just
He just keeps coming.
He just keeps coming over here, and you only got to come up a few steps, and Winston throws it to him. It's a touchdown.
Hits him, and he starts to recover, but it's way too late.
It's too late. Yeah, he's running into another guy's zone, and you just
wide open. And the game was still in question here.
Yeah.
Let's go
Like
back and see the
17-3.
final photo. There you see him stepping up. The rush has to get to him, but there it is.
But you see where he catching the ball, you see where Savage is.
Yeah.
He needs to be back there and make a play on that ball.
Yep. And that's communication and understanding the situation.
You got to move him up here, and you put 31 back here. You got to do that. I've been saying it the whole offseason. Get him closer up here so you don't have to think about looking at guys. He can be up here, be aggressive, cover guys. You can bring him off the corners. A lot of things you can do. I think he's wasted back there because this is what happens. You're aggressive and you're not really. You want to stop a guy, then you don't know what to do. You can't be aggressive because you're thinking a lot.
I think you're right. Eventually, they're going to have to put him in that
They're gonna
star
have to,
position and let him.
He'll do a lot of damage up there.
Yeah.
Back here, you get this kind of stuff because he's kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. Do I come up or do I stay back? Next thing you know, in the NFL, that's how it's a touchdown.
Yep. Okay, we're going to look at, if you can handle it, we're going to look at one more blunder in the end zone.
They can handle it.
So
it'll get better.
Let's take a look at that one. All right, so this other play we're going to look at is 4th and goal at the 1 yard line.
It's a big play.
Second quarter,
It's a big play.
1:14 to go in the half. And, this is the difference between a field goal and a touchdown is huge here.
Yes.
And Sean Payton decides to go for it.
Yes. I want to make a point real quick.
Yes.
I think instead of Kiki, who's your pass rush guy, I would have put Slayton in there, or even Heflin.
Big guy.
You need some big guys down there because this guy's actually eligible.
Yeah.
And he can slam in there and release, but you need a guy on that that's got the depending. I'm not just saying Kiki can't do it, but you got to have some bigger guys down here on the goal. This is goal line.
Yeah.
And I'll be very honest with you. When Fritz Shermer first came in, this is the first play he drew up on offense. This same play. And I said, why is he telling us? He said, because everybody runs this play. And I said, well, why? I said, isn't that kind of arrogant for offense to run a play that you kind of know? He said, that's what coaching is all about. They don't change a lot. They flip-flop stuff, but they don't change a lot.
Okay.
And that's why this play is so frustrating.
Okay, so this guy's going to go in motion and not really play a big part. Kevin King's going to come over and cover him. It does cause everybody to shift, so you
That's
can
the
explain
problem.
that.
See, that's the problem. When this guy goes in motion, everybody's starting to move over. Okay? And if you look at, he's the only guy that's off the ball, really. There's no receivers in here. There used to be Jerry Rice down in the 3-point stand. He'd take off.
This is extra lineman eligible.
Right. So it's okay. So when he moves, you should stay there. If anybody should move over, maybe you go from this A gap to this A gap, but this would be his gap. So when he moves over, that's what they want you to do. The offense wants you to move over because they need you to create space to this side of the field. And that's, again, it's a basic route. And what happens is once he goes in motion, you shift over, here comes the action this way. And so you're thinking, oh, okay, it's a run backside. And, the middle linebacker, you're going to lose him. He's gone. So there's no help in there if it's pass. Because he doesn't know if it's a run or a pass. So he just is going to attack the line of scrimmage. And so it basically comes, Jair Alexander is standing, the first guy in the flat, he'll take that guy, which is the fullback. Now the stress is on the safety, which is Amos.
Okay, let's take a look at it at the first couple photos.
Yeah.
And first we see that guy in motion, and you see everybody, you see Campbell pointing to Savage. Let's go to the second one, and you start to see everybody moving. And now you see Amos gesturing to Campbell, and Campbell gesturing to 26. Not
See, the
sure.
spacing is not good there. They shouldn't be too close where they could touch each other.
Yeah.
So I would rather coaching points. Amos, stay a little bit behind Lowry. You really don't need to go over there. Just they got enough guys on that side of the ball.
Okay.
Stay backside because something is up here. Because you think about it, the other receivers, the tight end who's down, that can hurt you. And the other pass catching guy on that side is coming as a fullback or eventually the tailback.
Right. Okay. Let's come back to here. Now, our guy, we should have put him in red. We're getting
Yeah, you're right. We should have put him in red. Yeah.
We're getting sloppy early on.
Yeah, it's okay. It's
Okay. So he's the guy.
Blame it on COVID.
He's the guy we got to keep an eye on.
Yes, and that's the key to it. That's why, Tom, I was saying, when they run this motion here, they want you to do exactly what the Packers did. Now you got, I got less guys over here focusing in on this. And now all you want, because most of the time when he reverse out, the quarterback, he'll hit this guy because they want Jair to get nosy and step in there.
Right.
And this guy's wide open for a touchdown. But Jair said, oh, I recognize the route. It's easy for me. I'm here. The stress is going to be on Amos. But to be honest with you, this is the frustrating part. Amos takes off at first to try to cover the guy in the back.
Yeah.
And leave this guy because he was going to block Gary regardless, slam here or slam there to make you lose him. And then he has an option around 7 or 8. It's up to him. And if you look on the picture, you'll see them kind of bunched together.
Yeah, let's take
and
a
that
look
gives
at
the
it.
leverage to the tight end. See, look at that. You see, his head is on the outside of the guy. He's going to cover the guy in the flat.
And you even pointed out Jair Alexander over pursues here, thinking it's a run, but he can recover against the fullback.
Yeah, he recovered perfectly as a fullback. He can get that guy in the flat.
But Amos has that guy right there, which makes me wonder why is he so anxious to get over to Alexander's guy? He's got the tight end right there.
Unless he thought it was a run, he was trying to go and make a tackle, but
that's possible.
That action isn't for him. That action is for Campbell.
Right.
So, and that's the thing about the safety. You really, what it is, you're a safety, like a safety valve. And that's what I'm sure the coaches have. I know for a fact the coaches have walked through this play.
Sure.
But again, when the motion goes, the motion is just the illusion for you to move over.
And the thing is, so Rashawn Gary doesn't get blocked, and he comes right barreling in on Winston, and he should have a sack. And if he's at least covered a little bit, he gets the sack, or Winston throws an interception. Because he's going to force it in.
It's fourth down
right now.
Right.
But he looks, and he's got Gary all draped over him, and here's this guy standing wide open. We can take a look at it again.
If we must.
There he is.
See, the guy's in the back of the end zone. This is the second time somebody catches a ball and either behind or next to, thanks a lot, Bill. That's the shot we want.
Yeah.
See, you want that guy, you want to be inside here, you should be going up through that. That should be you intercepting the ball. So, I mean, it's a learning, for a veteran, you're really not learning everything. You kind of know stuff. If this is a young safety, okay, I get it. But Amos, he got to fix this because what Detroit's going to do, the same action, but the eligible guy, he's going to slam down and he's going to release. And if you're not, on your P's and Q's, the guy's going to be wide open.
Yeah.
Or they'll tell this guy, which will be T.J. Hawkinson, hey, you know what? We think you can outrun Amos, so we want you to run a corner route right there. Now, Alexander will be sitting right here. If he goes back here, they'll throw it to this guy, which will be Jamal Williams. But he has to cover Jamal. That gives more space. And they'll throw it to the pylon is right there. And you have to defend that. So
what our lesson here was, this was a mistake. He made a mistake. He made a mistake. These are not rookies.
No,
these are veterans.
These are guys that played in 2 championship games.
So they got some stuff to work on.
And this is a basic route. There's no trickery here. This is a basic route. There's no tricks to it. So I know the coaches are frustrated because they've gone through this play. This is a goal line play, and this is, again, 4th down, 10-0. You stop them, and then maybe you can get the momentum back.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
But I want to thank Leap Vodka. Go to leapspirits.com. And again, Pick and Save, store your neighborhood grocer for supporting Leap Vodka.
Yeah, and thanks to you and thanks to Bill. And we will be back next week after the Lions game. Don't forget
Hope
to
it's
catch
better.
us then. See you then.